Welcome back. On this week's episode, we do some pretty fun and sporty sailing as we finally reach Ucluelet on the southern portion of Vancouver Island.
Oh, it was really good until the boom almost fell off.
Hey guys, I'm Brooke.
And I'm Conlee.
And this is our princess/adventure dog, Muoi. Together we live on board Ucluelet, our 38-foot tiny home on the water. Join us as we sail around the world and share with you a little bit more
Of this planet's wild side.
This was finally our last leg down the west coast of Vancouver Island, and we couldn't have asked for better conditions. We were on a nice beam reach for most of the way, with sunshine and blue skies. We even got in a little bit of relaxing spinnaker flying before rounding the corner up into the Ukee Channel. As you know, we like a good challenge, so rather than motor our way up the narrow entrance, we chose to do some tacking, dodging kelp and crab floats the whole way.
Okay, get the anchor ready. Just steer below this one too.
We got anchored just before sunset and called it a day.
Here, we made it to Ukee.
We had decided that Ukee would be our jumping off point to leave Canada and cross the border into the United States. But with a few days to go before our departure, we decided to head on over to the Broken Group to dry out and do some exploring. The next morning, we set sail from Ukee Harbour once again. Most days, Conlee and I get along. Unfortunately, this was not one of those days.
Get me off this boat. Just kidding. Oh, did you not see it? Just a little cry for help, right? Something you'd like to say to the camera?
Nope, no comment.
How are you doing today, Conlee?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good?
Yeah. And what's your favorite part about this sail?
Oh, just arguing about what sails to put up, when we should jibe, should we reef.
That's your favorite part?
That's the good part.
Aw. Good. Cool. Good talk. Boy, it looks so peaceful. Well, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and we just left Ukee after a very quick town run this morning. Headed to the Broken Group, Joe's anchorage. I'm thinking about drying out there maybe for the night, but anchoring there nonetheless. And we are just going over the Sargason Bank right now, which is a really shallow bit of water on the way to the Broken Group. We're only in about 15 meters of water right now. And yeah, got some good wind. It's been blowing like 15 to 20 pretty steadily, and it was a bit higher than that as we came out of Ukee. Cruising at anywhere from 4.5 to 5.5 knots. It's a nice day. We've seen some other sailboats out sailing today. Pretty awesome. Anyway, this is where we are.
Welcome to the Broken Group, a collection of over 100 islands, islets, and rocky outcrops scattered in the center of Barkley Sound. These islands are part of the Pacific Rim National Park Reserve, which also includes Long Beach between Ucluelet and Tofino, and the West Coast Trail between Port Renfrew and Banfield. This group of islands are a paddler's dream, and as such are world-renowned for kayaking and wilderness camping adventures. This area is an important cultural site for the Sishat First Nations, one of 14 tribes which make up the Nutcha-Noth, or Nootka people. The Sishat First Nations creation story originates at Benson Island, one of the islands within the Broken Group, where the Naz, or Creator, granted their first ancestors the highest spiritual responsibility and stewardship of the Broken Group Islands. Look how big it is.
Got some big old trees.
That is huge. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a 2.7 tide.
Wonder what that guy in the powerboat's gonna think. Be like, don't go in there!
Don't do it!
Don't! It's too shallow!
Oh, you're right.
Hi! Conlee's just maneuvering us into the proper position here. Pretty tight spot.
Okay. The green patch that comes out of the two little creeks that come in?
Yeah.
Muoi, you ready for your second walk?
Well, a dinghy full of people just came into the little bay that we just anchored in where we're gonna dry out. And we thought they were gonna come and say hi, or at least tell us it was too shallow to anchor in here or something. But they like drove pretty much right up to our bow and then turned around and left. They must have thought we were really crazy or something. If you guys are watching this, just come on over. Have a beer, have a bullshit. You know, boat friends are good. Yep. You're a long ways down there.
No. Almost dry.
Look at all that slime. Hey, little buddy. What a little cutie. Yeah, get everything off there. Well, it's August 1st and we're still here at Joe's Bay, dried out in this little back bay here. It's about 12:30 and it's the lowest tide we're gonna get today until about 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. But it's pretty low. You can just hop off the boat and
walk to shore, which is really weird. Always fun. It's aight. Hey Muoi, how about that convenience, eh? Can I get a high five? Can I get a high five? Muoi, can I get a high five? Can I have a high five? Come on, high five. Okay, cool. See ya. I feel like I can walk back to the boat almost. Okay, but don't leave me in case I can't, alright? You're taking my ride. You're taking my ride. Not much of a tour if you just leave your patrons stranded.
Customer is always right. Pesky barnacles out of here.
Yeah.
Slowing us down.
She's a little dirty.
After scraping some of the barnacles off the bottom in preparation for our big voyage to Mexico, we spent one more night in Joe's Bay proper and then took off back to Ukee. Once out of the protection of the Broken Group Islands, we found some pretty rowdy upwind sailing conditions. The afternoon inflow winds, along with ocean swell rolling into Barkley Sound, made for quite the ride.
We're just on our way back from the Broken Group, going back to Ukee and sailing upwind. We got about 20-25 knots of wind. And yeah, it's a bit of a wet and wild ride, so just going to get some Fowley gear, even though it's really nice and sunny outside. I'm gonna get soaked here in a second. Trying to get dressed while heeled over. Good times.
One thing about upwind sailing is that it's usually a bit more exciting than setting the sails for a long downwind cruise. This point of sail is called being close hauled because it means having to work with the wind on the nose or bow of the boat. Instead of going straight up into it, also called a no-go zone or being in irons, we have to maneuver the boat back and forth on different tacks to utilize the wind at a very narrow angle. This, along with the counteraction of the water against our keels, allows us to move the boat at an angle closer towards the wind. We were having a really good time as we approached the Ukee Channel and began making our very short tacks into the harbor. Then, in the middle of one of our tacks, we realized something was very wrong.
Oh shit, the boom's about to fall off. Drop the sail.
What?
Take the sail down.
After quickly getting the mainsail down, we ended up having to motor the last couple miles back into the harbor.
Well, Conlee, how was the last bit of our sail there?
That was really good till the boom almost fell off. But it didn't.
But it didn't. Thank God.
Thank God.
So yeah, our boom almost fell off as we were tacking up the Ukee Channel. It was a little frightening, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't really ensue confidence, but we're gonna have to fix that before we go offshore and put it on a regular checklist. Conlee said he just checked it, but yeah, obviously we need to buck it up a little bit. As you can see, this is supposed to be in there. So that's not very good. But we got the sail down really quickly and got the motor on, everything was good there. So I'd say we handled it pretty well, but we're gonna have to fix that. Other than that though, the sail was really good today. Really good.
Ucluelet is probably one of our favorite spots on the entire coast of BC. For some reason, this stretch of Pacific coastline is particularly awe-inspiring, and although it's not what is commonly referred to as paradise, I feel like that word describes it better than most. Where open ocean swell crashes upon dark rocky coastline, the sea here is deep emerald, turbulent and nutrient-rich, and makes for some pretty epic wave watching. The ever-changing, sinuous cadence of the environment here is nothing short of wild and capricious. During the summer months, within the harbor itself, bears can regularly be seen wandering the shores, munching on tasty morsels in the intertidal. The area offers up many different outdoor activities, including kayaking and harbor tours, as well as some pretty amazing diving nearby. We felt pretty spoiled when our good friend Andrew and his girlfriend Allie offered to take us out to a few of their favorite dive spots around the Ukee area. I don't think we had ever seen so many plumose anemones, or such beautiful kelp forests to date. It was an amazing way to spend our last couple days in BC. There were just a few more provisioning trips we needed to make to town, and then it was time to spend one last night enjoying the beauty of Ukee. The following day, we'd be starting our next grand adventure, and finally, after 2 years of exploring the islands and fjords of British Columbia, we'd be setting sail down the west coast of the United States to spend a very long-awaited winter in Mexico. Thanks so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, show your support by hitting subscribe. If you want to invest in the experience and support our creations, you can do so by becoming a patron. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.